So I'm here today to introduce to you Aimee Barnes. It's an honor and a pleasure to make this award for government for C3E for government to Aimee. Aimee has worked for more than a decade on climate change and environmental sustainability issues in the public, private, and nonprofit forums. She currently serves as the senior advisor to California's Governor Jerry Brown, and formerly she had an appointment to the California Environmental Protection Agency, where she served as Deputy Secretary for Border and Intergovernmental Relations. Aimee's successes since joining the administration include helping to launch the U.S. Climate Alliance, which is a group of bipartisan governors from 17 states who are committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions in line with the Paris Accord agreement. And she has also been leading the state's planning efforts for the 2018 Global Climate Action Summit. Aimee's work with CalEPA included the negotiation and execution of climate change and clean energy agreements with China, Mexico, and others. She also participated in the Paris climate talks and has developed and executed subnational-level climate agreement among 130 state and regional level jurisdictions on long-term decarbonization goals. Matt Rodriguez, who worked with Aimee at CalEPA, joked that when Aimee worked at his organization, she was California's State Department. Aimee's position was with border issues, but California became an example on climate for the rest of the world. So she would handle interest from foreign governments in the state and in its fast-paced and high-profile environment and climate resolutions. She would attend meetings abroad and present and create talking points for the agency. Matt marvels at how much Aimee has accomplished at her young age. She is definitely a role model for women, and this award will showcase that. I'm so happy to introduce Aimee to you and congratulate her on this award.
Well, thank you so much, Susan, for that very kind introduction, and to DOE and C3E for selecting me for this great honor. And I also wanted to thank Emily Kirsch for nominating me and for being such a supporter of other women in our field. This award is especially meaningful to me. I actually worked on C3E at the second Clean Energy Ministerial in Abu Dhabi when I worked as a policy advisor for the government of the United Arab Emirates. So I'm really glad to be back with this great group of women. It feels like coming full circle. The mission of C3E is so critical, raising up other women, whether mentoring younger women, befriending and elevating contemporaries and even competitors, championing women who are balancing work and life, helping to normalize both powerful females in the workplace and screaming toddlers in the background of conference calls, or supporting more senior women who may be going through a career transition. In my career, I have been so fortunate to work with so many wonderful women, many of whom I count amongst my closest friends, and many in this room who have shown me great support and friendship. I also wanted to take the time to thank two people without whom this award would be impossible. First, my mom, who's sitting right there videotaping the whole thing on her iPhone in the middle of the room. Somebody asked her earlier if she worked in energy, and she said she works with a very energetic 4-year-old who is my son, who she babysits, and that allows me to maintain the pace of my career while also being a mother. So thank you, Mom, for all your love and support. And also my husband, Jacob, I heard a lot about supportive spouses today. Unfortunately, he's not here, but it's so true. Having a true partner in life really has helped me to make the most of my career. So I feel so lucky to have him. So this year, in addition to serving as a senior advisor to Governor Brown and being responsible for the Global Climate Action Summit, this September, I gave birth to a baby girl who is now 2 months old and was also almost simultaneously diagnosed with breast cancer. So as I reflected on this year in advance of this event, and I've had many reflections, as you can imagine, given all of those things happening in such close proximity, I wanted to share a few thoughts. First, you are capable of so much more than you know. Be prepared to step into big roles unabashedly when they present themselves. I had many people ask me when the summit was starting, so who's going to run this event? And I had to look them back in the eye and say, I am. So practice saying yes with confidence. I'm so grateful also to the governor and others in the administration for such an amazing opportunity and for actually listening to my advice when I offered it. Second, your time is precious. One of the things I learned in the administration was not only in making to-do lists, not only to list the things you alone can do, the things that can be delegated to others and what needs to be scheduled, but also a list of things I should not do. I think we all know what these things are: going down internet rabbit holes, checking social media. They usually involve the internet, but prioritizing ruthlessly will open up time you didn't think you had and make it possible to achieve more, both personally and professionally. One of the things I'm so proud that we did this year with the Brown administration, just in advance of the Global Climate Action Summit, was announce an executive order on carbon neutrality, so setting the state's goal of achieving carbon neutrality by 2045. That's in the energy sector, but actually across the entire economy. That took a lot of work. I had a lot of priorities and ideas when I came into the administration, but by focusing on that, we could really make sure that happened. Finally, I think many of us in this room have gotten caught up in the push to have it all, as the saying goes, having the big job, a family, extracurriculars, friends, etc. I know that I have often prioritized an extra hour of work over sleep, exercise, food, using the bathroom, the basic building blocks of a healthy body. But my cancer diagnosis has given me a profound appreciation of my body and the health I had taken for granted. So taking care of yourself is so important. Give yourself the same care and attention that you are giving your career. Make more time to meditate, eat well, exercise, take time to be with your family. Often in the pursuit of having it all, we neglect these critical aspects. If we're going to have any hope of beating climate change and achieving a clean energy revolution, we need this group of badass women to be operating at our level best. So thank you so much for this award.